Hello guys, so it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm doing another video because I'm quite pissed off with Uber, and let me tell you the reason why. Recently I received an email from Uber informing me that they are going to screw up the drivers even more and cut the prices to the airport by 10%. So basically all the jobs that are going to the airport and coming from the airport are going to be cut at 10% because they're trying to get more and more customers. So why is this bad? And let me explain you one reason, because I spoke with some drivers and they were happy with that because they thought they're going to get more jobs, but that is not true, because you're not going to get, even though you might get more jobs, when are you going to do those jobs? Do you understand? Because you don't have time to do like 10 airports a day, because especially in the daytime it's a lot of traffic and you won't be physically be able to do so. But let me give you a small example of how much Uber screw up the industry with this 10% discount. So let's take an example for let's just say that someone goes from Wimbledon Stadium, from Wimbledon tennis court to Luton or Stansted Airport. If they're going to Stansted, it's going to cost them about £65. If they're going to Luton, they're going to cost them around £70. The prices are quite similar. So right now, if someone goes from Wimbledon to Luton, they're going to pay £65. Me as a driver, after Uber takes 25% commission, I'm getting £48. Okay, but with a new 10% discount, I'm not gonna get 48%. I'm not gonna get £48. I'm going to get £43. So remember, a job from Wimbledon to Luton Airport is gonna cost you £43. And this is absolutely disgusting. This is pennies. And why? Let's just say it's a bad traffic. Let's just say you're going to Stansted, so you just have to cross London from one side to another. I did that once. It was really bad traffic, and it took me almost 2 hours to get from Wandsworth to Stansted Airport. It was traffic everywhere. So I get the job from Wandsworth to Stansted Airport, and then you spend another 45 minutes coming back from Stansted into London, because it's almost impossible to get a rematch trip from Stansted and back to London. So basically you're losing almost 3 hours. So you're losing 3 hours for 43 bloody pounds. And this is not the funny part. Okay, listen up, because this is where the funny part starts. If you're getting a rematch from either Luton or Stansted, because you're getting a job from the airport, the price per mile, it's £1 per mile. It's not 1.25, it's £1 per mile. So basically, to get from Stansted back into Wimbledon is going to Uber is going to charge the customer £57. After they take 25% commission, the driver right now is getting £42. But with a new 10% discount, the driver is going to get £37. So imagine, guys, you're getting a job from Luton or Stansted for 37 bloody pounds. You're spending hours, and this is not all. For example, if you're getting a job from the airport right now, Luton, Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted, right now Uber is charging, it's paying you 75 pence per mile, because the jobs from the airport are charged with £1 per mile, not 1.25, £1 per mile. So right now you're getting 75 pence per mile. With a new 10% discount, however, you're gonna get 65 pence per mile. 65 bloody pence per mile. And this is absolutely ridiculous. And this is the reason why I'm not going to take any jobs that are going or coming from any airports, because it's just a waste of time and a waste of money. It's just another way that Uber rips off the drivers. So when I'm saying the Uber is paying you 65 pence per mile, in this 65 pence, you'll have to deduct your petrol, you'll have to deduct your insurance, you'll have to deduct your car cost, and you'll have to deduct all the other expenses. You don't keep 65 pence per mile. You probably keep 30 pence per mile after you deduct everything. And this is just pennies. This is impossible to work with, because on top of because right now we have to have newer cars. You cannot use a car that is older than 10 years old, and on top of that we have to pay congestion charge, and we have to pay taxes on. Oh yeah, I forgot about taxes. Okay, so 65 pence. Okay, let's talk about, let's 1 second, let me calculate the tax right here, because this is really funny. 65 pence minus 20% tax, 52 pence per mile. I'm not sure, this is absolutely ridiculous. So basically you get what you get is 50 pence per mile from the airport into London, and out of that 50 pence per mile you have to pay petrol, insurance, congestion charge, and any other crap that you have to pay off for. 50 pence per mile, guys. It can get, honestly, I don't think it can get worse than this. Like, even Via Van has better prices right now than Uber, and it's quite sad because they're gonna lose a lot. But what's really sad is the fact that a lot of the drivers are going to accept this thing. Let's rewind 5 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago, right around the Olympics, right before Uber was big in London, I remember I got a job from Stansted Airport into Fulham for £130. Out of that £130, I paid 10% commission to the minicab firm company I was working with. I used to work with Green Tomato Cars, really good company though. So I used to work with them, and then I got a cash job from Stansted, £130. Paid 10% commission to Green Tomato Cars, and I kept the rest of the money. Also on account job, we used to get less money because the company used to keep a higher commission. So on account job, I remember that I got a job from Heathrow Airport into back into Southfields. Southfields, it's on Wimbledon Park Road, which is in a close proximity to Wimbledon Stadium. Just to give an idea, Wimbledon Stadium, it's about a mile away from Southfields area. So from Heathrow Airport to Southfields, I got paid £65 after the company took their commission. And right now, this was 5 years ago. So this was 5 years ago. A Heathrow job was £65. Right now, not a Heathrow job, but the job from Luton, it's £37. It's absolutely ridiculous. Actually, let me calculate a little bit. How much would you make on how much Uber is gonna pay you for a job from Heathrow to let's say not Hammersmith, let's just say Cromwell Road. Because I think the other day, about a month ago, I did a job from Heathrow to Cromwell Road, and it was £25. £25 minus £4 parking, because you get £4 extra, which is parking that essentially comes out from your wallet anyway. Minus not 10%. This is funny, guys. So from now on, a job from Heathrow back into West London on Cromwell Road, you're gonna get £18 for an airport job. It's absolutely ridiculous. Can you imagine if you lose another hour waiting at the airport for a job that will bring you back into London, and then you get £18? You probably wait 1 hour to get actually you wait more than an hour. You wait an hour and a half to get a job back into London, and then you get an £18 job. It's gonna take you another 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get into central London, and then you're making £9 an hour, and from that £9 an hour you have to deduct 20% for the taxman, and then you'll have to deduct again all any other expenses. So like I said, guys, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm really pissed off with Uber, and this is another reason why Uber is ripping off drivers. It's another proof that Uber is ripping off drivers, and it's quite sad. So I emailed Uber about them, and they emailed me back. They respond straight away, but someone else emailed them, and it was exactly the same answer. So basically, someone copy and paste the answers of if a driver is mad, but they don't actually care about it. So in the email that they sent me back, they said that they did this deduction in fare because they're hoping to get more work, but they might get more work, but that is not going to help you, or it's not going to help me. Why? Because I can only work 10 hours per day on Uber platform, and there is so many jobs I can do in 10 hours. Like I said, a Heathrow job during the daytime from central London, it takes up to an hour. It doesn't matter if there are like 10 people or 20 extra people ordering cabs. You can only do one job in 1 hour, but you're getting paid less in that hour. So instead of making £15 an hour, you're making like £10 an hour right now. Even though you have more jobs, you cannot physically do it because you're driving one single car. You don't drive several cars. The only one that has something to gain from all this shenanigan, it's Uber, because they're the one getting more orders, so they're able to distribute the jobs to more drivers. So what can you do? Stop working for Uber. Right now there are several other platforms you can work with. There is Bolt, there is Captain, there is Viavan. Okay, the Viavan is actually a rip-off anyway, but you know what? It's just refused to take jobs to the airport, and Uber is gonna get the message, and they'll have to increase the price again. But the reality is different. The reality is that no matter how many changes and how many price reduction Uber does, drivers will accept it. Drivers, they don't want to protest. They don't want to fight against Uber because they're afraid that they're going to lose their livelihood and so on. And they're gonna accept this crap prices, and they're gonna work for almost free. I emailed Uber and I told them, if you want, I might just pay someone to take them to the airport. You know what? That's a great idea. That's where all this is going. You know, someone might call an Uber. I show up, I give them £60 and take them to the airport for free. Why not do that? You know what? That's the direction Uber is heading right now. Anyway, guys, the rant is over. It's past 1:30 in the morning. I need to go to bed because I want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night, wonderful day, or whatever you're doing right now. And hopefully you refuse to take jobs to the airport, because you're getting screwed. You're not protesting, you're literally getting screwed by Uber. Have a nice night, guys.